Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay,
And this is Lucito.
and we're here to talk about everything and anything that has to do with wrestling. So it's a week after the shakeup, and Lucito, what's your thought so far with the separate brand, each respectfully having one show apiece?
So I think it's more balanced. I appreciate that the roster so far is balanced, and they gave opportunities to NXT people. We don't know what's going to happen with them, but we saw, for example, Russell Reed for the pay-per-view. We saw eventually Grayson Waller this Friday is going to have his talk show. We had Von Wagner in the Battle Royale. So we've seen new faces, which is good. And I feel like reshuffling people, moving championships across brand and doing a little bit of everything, I feel like it's giving everybody opportunity, which is, I think, well needed. Because we had, for me, I think the past 3 months, 4 months, it was just the same stories over and over again. And you had your starting lineup every show, which was great for those who went to the live shows. But it got a little stagnant because it was just like Roman Reigns, Sammy Sayn, Bianca, a jobber, and Cody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, but you know what I'm saying? It was just like the same people. At least now we could see what they do. But so far, so good.
All right, I'm in. To what I have been reading, it seems a little bit interesting. I'm still displeased. It's still distasteful of what they're doing with Cody. I feel like Cody should never get involved again with Brock Lesnar, but that's still.
I think I'm finished. Like, it's.
I'm hoping this is it, but if Brock get a W, then they're 1-1.
Yeah, so they get a 3, and that's it.
And then so it's. I'm hoping it doesn't happen.
But that's kind of what happened that we talked before. That's kind of what happened with John Cena when he lost against Roman. He came back and basically had to go through the gauntlet in order to go to the championship route.
I mean, I would rather had Cody face Miz than for him to go through Brock. It seemed more level-headed because, like, with the Brock thing, it was, like, for me, cool. We did it in Puerto Rico. We had a good laugh. Ha-ha. On to the next. But it seems Brock or Vince, which the news is he is not leaving his chairman position unless if Endeavor decides to ask him to move away or he dies, which is kind of the way how it looks like we're stuck with Vince for a long.
But I know he got 2-year contract, so at least he got 2 years. At least we got 2 years of it.
Yeah, as chairman, it a long time. I don't know. You know how rich people are; they drink their veggies and whatever it needs to do to live forever. I'm happy about my result about SmackDown side. My prediction was pretty exact. Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles coming out of that tournament, which
the only thing I'm worried about, because I don't know if I was on saying to the other thing.
Go ahead. Yeah, like you're raining on my parade. I want to pat myself on the back for a second because I thought someone else from the Bobby Lashley match was going to come out on top, but I'm happy that Lashley did. It was Austin Theory. I was hoping Austin Theory would have, like, your prediction seemed more
It was
accurate.
close.
But I was like, it was Lashley. Okay. It's AJ. Nice. So when it comes between Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, I met this dude when I went to pick up pizza, and he was wearing the Seth Rollins shirt. And I'm like, yo, do you think you're ready for him to be the new heavyweight champion? He was like, it makes sense because Seth is already in Raw, but I wouldn't mind AJ Styles. So, same question to you. Do you prefer Seth being the first to be the heavyweight champion, or do you prefer AJ Styles to be the first to transition out?
So, right now he's 1-1 as in inaugural championships. He was the first NXT champion. He won against Jinder Mahal.
Facts.
Then he went against Finn Balor. Then Finn Balor beat him for the Universal. Finn Balor won it, and he lasted like a day.
But one win, one loss. Okay.
The only thing I was going to bring up was I want Seth Rollins. It just makes the most sense. But he got projects going on. He's working with MCU and they're working on the next Captain America. So I don't know if he should be able to do both, but I don't know if he's gonna be doing that and like be able to fulfill his role as a champion. We'll see. I think AJ Styles has nothing else to do, but it's like you give it to AJ, he's a workhorse. Like he could be there every championship, and that may potentially get shifted over to Raw.
But my worry, or maybe my question should be, it's not a worry, but more of a question. Does AJ in the OC transfer to Raw if he wins that heavyweight belt? That's like the one part I'm a little bit like curious to see if it goes that route with Seth. I agree, it makes sense. Your wife is there, you're there. Why don't you be the first? Because it ain't Finn, so why not you? So it's going to be an interesting showdown on night of champions. Night of champions. So
that's a week from Saturday.
And it's early in the day too, because they're like 8-10 hour different than us. So it's going to be fun to watch. What is your thoughts of rumors? We're still in the WWE side for a bit. What's your thought of the rumor of Bianca Belair and the Street Profit turning heel later on this year?
I was expecting. I wouldn't mind that Street Profit. They need something. I was expecting them to separate because I know they were really like pushing Montez forward. He bulked up and everything. He had championship like contender matches. But if they both go heel, that would be good.
It's a group.
Yeah, Bianca needs something. They both need something because I feel like they maxed out their, I guess, goodness. Now it's just like, let's see what other character development. Like normally, babyface turn heel just to, not to see if they could do it, but just for range. And they always come back or they're in between. So I feel like if they're able to switch out, basically heels, it'd be a good change, I think.
If they do it, I need that, was it called Miami Heat with
Harlem Heat?
Harlem Heat. I need that Harlem Heat type of attitude from Street Profit. I need them to be rough, badass, about to cuss, but they're not really cussing like that type of energy, like that New York thug type of energy,
Like Prime Time? Like Jasper and...
No.
Or...
No. They were more like goofy. You know what I'm saying? They had a little street in them, but they were a little bit goofy. Okay. I need them to just be like, raw. You know what I'm saying? Like up in your face, snuff you on the side. Try to do a little bit of trickery behind the ref back, to make themselves look more favorable. And I need Bianca to let go of the what's it called again? It's not. I'm going to call it a weave. It may not be a weave.
That's her real hair.
That long? No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's her real hair.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not because one tell you why I say it's not, because there have been photos and there have been videos of them doing like a MTV crib shit at their house, and she didn't have not that hair.
I don't know. I know Montez was like because she was like, oh, should I cut it or keep the hair? Like keep it because that's like makes you like different than everybody else. So.
Yeah, that's not her real hair. Like I don't get that. Like I kid you not. If I find the video, I'm posting it, and you'll see they were doing like an MTV crib where they were like interviewing like Bianca. The focus was on Bianca, but Montez was there, and her hair was not that long. It was long. It was long, like down to her neck, but it was not like that long, down to like her hamstring. Yeah, that's how I remember it. I know it's not the Mandela effect. I know I seen her with short hair.
We'll see.
Like
if you find it, definitely post it. But I thought that was her real hair.
Nah, she's just really good at it. That's all. That's because that to me that's wild, bro. That's wild. But I feel like she should cut her hair if it's real, or just remove the extension and just come darker, badass. I need the same attitude that the group Bad with Sasha, Naomi, and Tamina had. I need that type of attitude from her, like being a bad boss that she is and just taking over.
Or even be like, I think it's a Jackie, she was a bodybuilder or somebody like that.
Yeah. But
no, but I'm saying like of that, like more
the aggressive. Yeah, I agree with you. I would like to see that aggressive side of Bianca because like it seems like Asuka is like pushing her to that side, which is like I wouldn't mind it because it's a change. Too.
And they need to stop Asuka and Bianca. Like we've seen that. Like find somebody else. Like it's
who else is more?
No, true. Yes, I get it. But it's just like this is like the fifth or sixth time that's like
that's fine. But like in your personal opinion, with the current roster on both end of the spectrum, both SmackDown and Raw, who do you feel should be the next person in line or is ready for?
Give her Baszler.
Baszler is about to work with.
But I'm saying like somebody like at her level because everybody else, it's like it's not believable. Baszler, I feel like it's technical. I know Natalia's trying, but not really. But like Natalya, Baszler, Raquel, but she's in the tag team. But like if she ends up being
Baszler, because Baszler is stick to glue.
I wouldn't want Ronda Rousey. I wouldn't want.
She's currently with Ronda, so there's no reason to separate the two at the moment.
You could do even. I know she just started, but Zoe Starks, it's something new.
Okay. It's new.
Yeah.
I know she has the talent.
Yeah.
I know she has the skills. I know Zoe was this close for the NXT push. Indy is still in recovery.
Yeah, whatever. Look, if she was 100, Indy.
Isn't Indy also on Raw?
Yeah, I think so. She's on SmackDown.
I'm like, it's been. Yeah, so that's another thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, the title's still not switched over.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Like, is it intentional? Is it just something that they're waiting for, like a pay-per-view?
So maybe that a champ, so we might have like a title swap or something. Maybe.
Dude, they simply swap belt with New Day and Street Profit right instantly. Be like, all right, you're the champion. You're the champion. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. If someone was really complaining about that simple, belt swap out, y'all like to waste money and time. Because, like, for me, it's like, I just wanted to be more accurate. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be proficient. I just wanted to be right on the money. Okay,
the day of the draft, you'd be like, oh, you want the SmackDown? There you go. Or like,
here, cool. Yeah. Because I know there was a chance that either, why am I confusing the name? Vegas could have won the belt, or EO could have won the belt,
and they could have.
Yeah, I could understand that hypothetical situation, but the champion.
Same thing. Also, why you have two tag team championships for a woman? You have the NXT champions and
they haven't relinquished it. Yeah,
no, they beat whoever the challengers,
but they haven't relinquished the.
They're not going to relinquish it. They're not going to relinquish that one.
But here's another thing. Yeah. Why did they have Solo relinquish the American Championship belt, but they're not doing with the women's tag team for NXT? Make it sense.
But I think each brand I think may have its own tag team. I think
so currently Sammy and Kevin are working
but they're undisputed. Yeah, like together.
They're both sides.
Yeah.
Roman officially SmackDown only. Mm-hmm. You got Gunther on Raw, you have Theory, SmackDown, right?
Correct.
The women's tag team.
I think the WWE one, it's in Raw, and the NXT tag team, it's in SmackDown.
So who's going to work NXT?
Or do they go down?
Make it sense out of this.
Because I know they're doing a tournament right now. They're working on a tournament for the NXT champion because Indy relinquished that one.
Of course.
I think they're in the final four right now.
In the final four, who?
I know Tiffany Stratton.
Right.
Is it Raquel? No, the
JCJ.
No, JCJ lost. So there was Perez, Roxanne Perez.
Right. Okay, Roxanne.
What's her name? Valkyrie, Valhalla, whatever
Okay.
And I forgot the other one, but they already have the four. So I don't know if they're gonna keep Fatal Four. They might do. But they have 2 more weeks until 20th.
Yeah. Don't waste our time. Just do a Fatal 4 and call it a day, my guy. Like it doesn't.
So they're working on that, and Yeah. So that and Braun, what is it? Braun Breaker. They're doing for the NXT Championship, and there's an open challenge for the North American one.
So Braun is not winning it for sure. I mean, I'll say it for a prediction, but I don't think.
Well, they still like. I don't think they it's not enough TV time, but I think they haven't booked it yet. If for the NXT tag team to be either present or challenging or relinquishing or anything, nothing.
They gotta relinquish it. Either they lose it or they is relinquished. Because if you did it to Solo, did Kevin always have to relinquish the belt, or did he lost?
No, he had the NXT and the United States one.
Right.
Yeah.
But he lost the NXT
Eventually, yeah.
Okay, so he lost it. Yeah. So yeah, like y'all gotta make it sense. That's all I gotta say. Just make
it's just a lot of loose ends, and I'm like, is it creative, or is just them being lazy, or just worrying about,
So let's switch it over because I think that's a lot of WWE conversation. Let's talk about New Japan. New Japan doesn't really have much going on for us. AAA, they don't have much for us to talk about.
No, I think they're doing their thing, but nothing.
Ring of Honor, I think Trinity might be facing Grace for the belt.
Impact.
Well,
Ring of Honor.
Oh,
Impact.
Rewind.
Yeah. Impact, yeah.
So in Impact, Trinity might be going for going against Grace for the women's championship belt. Yep. Do we have a date of when that it is? Because I'm guys.
I think they normally do the summer one. It could be either Bound for Glory, or it could be Slammiversary, like one of those the ones that are coming up. But I think it's a good thing. I'm just waiting what's gonna happen with Monet, because she's not a champion anymore. So she's basically a free agent. So is she gonna continue with New Japan? Is she gonna go to the States? Is she gonna go MLW? You know what I'm saying?
She's going to Cali for New Japan's pay-per-view. So I think she's going, and she's also was in that tournament too. It was Willow Knight, her, and two other competitors to be number one contender for the New Japan's Women's Championship.
I would say like they should. We eventually, for me personally, I would like to see Monet and Trinity together at some point. Or either that, or if Bailey, in the future, if she is a free agent, maybe Bailey and her, but Mercedes Monet and Trinity either as a tag team or help out. She could be like TV champion or something for the women's division, or something.
I mean, currently our prediction of Monet being a belt collector seems to be.
But she got one.
She won. Yeah. So for her career wise, she's looking great. Yeah. But
at the same time,
the idea of her being the actual collector, of having it all at the same time, doesn't seem that it's going to be happening. Yeah. So does that still?
No, I don't think she will eventually. She's gonna be. Who was it? No, is it Cody? Somebody had like FDR. I feel like she will have a title of, hopefully, of every brand or every company. Eventually,
even if it's not at the same time, but
I feel like in a resume she will eventually get like,
because right now Monet is a NXT, Raw, Tag Team, SmackDown.
Money in the Bank.
Wait, no, New Japan. Mm-hmm. So she currently is a 5-time champion. Mm-hmm.
So the one she's missing is the Ring of Honor. Basically, all the other indies, so MLW, Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA, and if she wants to do AAA, but.
Damn, she could be a 10-time champion.
So I could see AAA. AAA would be good for her, and that'd be good. NWA, it's gonna be difficult for her.
I mean, to get her involved in it, it has to be sooner than later.
Yeah. But she has connections in AAA. So the people that she's trained with and everybody. So there's some connection there, and also New Japan also.
FTR didn't even have to do much. They only had to have a fake name called Las Ramas or something like that, and they were able to get the belt off of.
But I feel like she eventually she could go through AAA, and the one I feel
Kenny's gonna give a good word for her.
I think the one that's gonna be difficult for her
if it's not Kenny is who used to be Carlito.
Okay,
like they'll put a good name for her. Just stay away from a belt to the patron. That's all I gotta say.
But I would say the NWA will be difficult for her. She's just the champion there. She's like they're like the main person. I wouldn't mind her beating Jade. Jade needs to be beaten eventually.
I mean, you've been preaching about. You've been asking for this for quite some time.
Like Jade needs to go. Like she's good, but like she needs to either move up to the main, like, be champion, real champion, or do something else. Because I feel like she's, like, plateaued for me. Like, it's good that she's, like, on the finish streak and champion, cool, but it's just, like, either improve or...
Goldberg got
like
to
100 or something.
100 plus before he actually took the first L. So we could see that same path. We could be seeing a similar path. Do you feel comfortable that Thunder Rosa is just now being more commentary than a wrestler?
She was in the new Collision poster. So maybe we might see her. She might maybe back in the ring. Who knows?
I see her. I don't know. It all depends.
Even Ring of Honor, just to go through there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
It would be nice to see her facing Athena personally. Like Athena definitely needs,
and that'll be a good matchup too. It's like balance, and they both.
But what? Okay, and so what's your thought about Jamie Hayter versus or I should say Toni Storm rematch against Jamie Hayter for the belt? The AEW Women's.
I think it's good.
At double or nothing.
I think it's good because eventually. It's gonna be. I think it's basically gonna be a rematch because Jamie Hayter won it by cheating. Okay. If you remember, so I feel like now you could clear the air, and each side could have their own group on the side. Mm-hmm. Maybe eventually they'll get kicked out, but at least it'll be even. But I think Jamie Hayter still retains.
Bold prediction. Yeah, I mean,
and it's funny because they put somebody. I saw that matchup. And then the comments are like, "Oh, battle of the cakes." I'm like, "Of course."
Hey,
like I'm like, yeah, like it's crazy. But
I mean, like Tony's since she lost her body fat, it hasn't been the same. It has not been the same. But yes, battle of the cakes. I love that. Imagine if they have an actual cake too. That would be so funny.
That'll be
a little bit.
That'll be a 90s
disrespectful in a sense, but
that'll be like a 1990s type of wrestling match.
Hey, I mean, Collision has a similar art style from
It is the same shit.
Nitro, yeah,
same shit.
But
it just changed the font. That's it. Like,
I mean, the style. I don't think it's the font. It's just the wording that's like different.
No, it's the same font, same color, same everything. They literally just changed.
I thought WWE will have more control of the WCW stuff.
I think that might be a TNT thing, the branding. So they have the intellectual property, like the matches and the names of pay-per-views and stuff, and the characters. They might have it, but if it went through TNT, they might have like most of the rights or the color scheme or whatever.
I mean, also in the poster, we saw Hobbs. We had Miro. We had Andrade. Andrade said he's back, so I'm wondering what he's gonna do. FTR. I remember seeing FTR faces.
Yeah, I think the top two were
Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs and Samoa Joe. And
Samoa Joe. Yeah. So he's still doing Ring of Honor and
he's the TV champion for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but for Ring of Honor, not.
They basically Collisions will be like
the best
of Rampage, sort of, yeah. Like basically Collision, they're gonna record Ring of Honor stuff through there. So I think it's gonna be good for us, for me. I think for us, the consumer and people that go to the pay-per-view, instead of going to AEW, let's say on a Wednesday, and being there from 7 to like 1 in the morning, we probably be there from 8 to 10 when it's supposed to be. Maybe we'll get like a dark match before and after, which is fine. That's normally what
matches are fun.
Normally what WWE does, like normally a pre and a post one. But at least Saturday they have their own dedicated thing, and they could, those who didn't make it to the Dynamite, they could tour Saturdays and do other stuff and productions and stuff. But I think that's better because it gives a platform for potential maybe Ring of Honor to like slide into that spot or even have.
But again, we both agree that the YouTube should still be a thing.
Yeah.
Even though, with this big contract, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if it was like cause of interest whatsoever because not everybody has, you know what I'm saying, cable. You know what I'm saying? But everybody do have access to YouTube. Yeah. So it's like a win-lose type of situation. Win because it's money in Tony Khan's pocket. Yeah. But it's a lose because I don't think they're going to still get that same viewership that is going to translate from YouTube to that Saturday program. That's like my one. That's my way of seeing it. If they figure out a way how to get more viewership on Saturday, kudos. But till then, it's just like I'm on.
And I think
I'm on the edge.
there's issues with CM Punk, and I'm like, dude, they made a show not just for you, but literally just made a show just for you, and you don't want to cooperate. Like it's just.
Are you surprised?
No, but it's just like.
Do you want him back?
The company needs it.
The company needs CM Punk
just as another attraction.
CM Punk is an attraction,
yes,
not a distraction. He's an attraction.
For their company, he is an attraction. He is a distraction in the locker room and like behind the scenes stuff. But like people, I will say like if you advertise or put CM Punk stuff, people buy it, people see it, people gravitate towards that. It's like
if
the same thing.
Chicago,
but the same thing with like Jericho. Like Jericho, like I'm not saying Jericho's a distraction, but it's just like because name recognition, you'd be like Jericho, Kenny, CM Punk. Like it's just like people gravitate towards those names.
Yeah, but Punk has not been. I have not seen Punk be mentioned in a positive way, unless if it's like a Moxley or Jericho. Trying to be like, yeah, no, he's a great guy. Yeah. He is a good leader and this and that. But other than that, it's like he hasn't been that favorable. Yeah. And then he was supposedly in the Raw show with Cena, and there was supposed to be like, well, I saw this, and he commented on it. There was a post saying, what has been one of your CM Punk favorite matches? Right? He himself posted him versus John Cena for the WWE Championship belt the day that he left the company with the belt. Yeah. That was his favorite match. So it means that his interest is not really much with AEW, but more that people still glorify or still live in what he was. And that was old CM Punk. You know what I'm saying?
So that's everybody, all the old people in AEW.
Yes, but this is the thing for me. And I'm just... I'm free balling, right? Cena has all rights to talk about any being, the golden shovel. Yeah. Cena has the rights to talk about top WWE moment. Cena has the right to be saying, yes, I could still break Rick's WWE record because technically Rick has 25 heavyweight championship total, not 16. But 16 is the number in WWE / WWF. Cena could talk about the movie deal stuff because one thing for sure, Cena has been loyal to that one brand. Yeah. CM Punk did not have that same type of luxury. He did have the misfortune of working with some people who did kind of messed him up and delay his progress. But if your loyalty is to a brand, right? If I'm loyal to Dragon Ball Z, right? I'm wearing the shirt right now. If I'm loyal to Dragon Ball Z, I cannot really be saying, oh yeah, one of my favorite moments is in One Piece when Zoro, learned how to use hockey out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? It just my loyalty should be, I'm AEW.
But I feel like in AEW he hasn't created a moment yet that could surpass.
He had the momentum when he first came in.
No, but he hasn't had a John Cena moment in AEW yet. That's the only thing. It's just
I disagree, and this is why, right? When he first came back, within the first 4 months, those were John Cena moment. Him working with younger cats, getting pushed, taking L's, but still giving a great matchup, and still was able to still be himself. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Pipe bomb and all, but you still got a worthy 4 or 5-star matches out of CM Punk. Those were his John Cena moments. After he obtained the belt in the most weirdest fashion I ever seen, that's where things really got sloppy for him. And especially that he loses the belt to Moxley, comes back, take the belt from Moxley, to then instantly lose it to Moxley again because Moxley was the interim AEW champion, right? And let me know if I'm off the timeline, okay? And then Moxley is the one that loses to MJF when it was supposed to be Punk.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Punk, but he messed everything up.
So it's ever since that when it comes to his championship reign, that's where CM Punk really got lost in the sauce. Yeah. Like he was in his head too. Yeah. Too
I
hard.
feel like I don't know. I feel like if he came back, there'll be not a lot of opportunities, but like he got eventually like the collision thing. He got this Ring of Honor. Like everybody could go back to their roots. Like at least finish their story where they started. So I wouldn't mind seeing CM Punk going to Ring of Honor, maybe TV champion or the heavyweight champion. Who knows? Like just to see him back to the roots will be good to see. Because eventually, like that's kind of what's happening with the Undisputed Era. Everybody that came back, it's from Ring of Honor. So eventually, if they don't compete or something happens in AEW, eventually they could shift over to Ring of Honor and like fulfill their roles in Ring of Honor. But I feel like they still meat and bone for CM Punk in AEW.
I feel like CM Punk just got to realize that his moment. I mean, influencer he is. But there's going to be a moment that he's going to officially will be shut out of AEW. And then what? Go back to WWE?
No, I don't think he'll end up back.
You know what I'm saying? It does. It's just like that seems to be the path by the end of this year. We could probably see CM Punk attempting to return to WWE and then like finish his career there versus like being in the place where you had your startup, where you were known, where WWE officially gave you multiple millions of dollars for you to be able to transition there, and and he had a hell of a run too, a quiet buildup, but hey, it was still memorable. So it's just weird for that CM Punk is just not willing to like. I'm not sure if it's a pride thing. You know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it the same thing?
Like, I feel like he's not the CM Punk that he used to be. And also, like, yesterday prices are not today's prices. Not good for him. So, like, he doesn't carry the same.
So, you're saying his value is not as high as it was before?
Correct.
Okay.
So, like, I would say take advantage of what you can at the moment and maximize for him. Maximize opportunity, time, TV, and everything now, because eventually you're going to be an old wrestler. Like, it's going to be one of those old wrestlers that tries to come back and it's not good for.
Should he be similar to like Jericho versus Strong type of person? Like Jericho is still willing to work with not only like old heads, but he still work with some like, you know, middle to younger type people.
He needs to do that, but it's just like he needs to know, like he needs not a reality check, but like he needs to find out what he could still do, stamina wise and moves and everything, because it's like you can't do the same things you did 15, 10, let's say 10, 20 years ago.
Right.
Like, you need to readjust and also, like, get back in the ring. Because even, for example, like, the Jay Briscoe.
Okay.
He's a little, his brother. He's still a little older, but, like, he knows that, like, his specialty is tag team. He can't do that anymore. So he's found ways. So he got some single matches and stuff. But, like, now he's able to, like,
hold on. Was it Jay who passed away or was it Mark?
I think it was Jay. Mark is
the current person you're talking. Okay, I just want to make
sure.
Yeah. Like,
but same thing with both of them. Like they were tag team specialists, and they ended up doing tag team single stuff. So they know it took them a while to like figure out their single run because your moveset and everything, your age, your moveset and everything had to change because in order for you to be a single, like he's a lot older, so he either adjust your style or get out of the way. Like, it's like, so he needs to, like, he can't do the same thing he used to do before. Same thing with, like, Sting. Like, he's old, but he knows, like, all right, I only got 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes of this. And it works around people. Like, CM Punk,
one good jump, one good hit, one.
Like, Scorpio Sting, 2 splashes. All right, let's go. Bye. Like,
that's
what he needs to, like, same thing with, like, Jeff Jarrett, like, the same thing. You see him on TV often. He's a good talker. So he could talk your ear out. But he knows when he's on the ring, I could do this thing, and he works with the people. Like, I feel like it hasn't clicked there for CM Punk, and it's just like, you need to come to a realization. Everybody that's in AEW, it's younger, quicker, faster. Like, it's just a different, like, and not out of his league, but he needs to be able to, like, be a ring general, be able to, like.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, like, he's not worth the money. but it's like you are not as vintage. Like you're not in your prime as you was before. And what you started to do, working with the young cats and giving props when props due, taking certain L, help build wrestlers, let them know that, hey, yes, I was shunned, I was kicked out, I was whatever, but I came back. I came back to my origin story. I got to finish it strong. I wish that's the CM Punk that I'm seeing today, because that CM Punk against current villain MJF is a hell of a story for me. Because I don't see CM Punk as being like the face. I'm not talking about a face Punk. I'm talking about like an anti-hero type of vibe where all he wants to do is just like throw in pop bombs, go toe to toe to you in the podium. Like during the pandemic when we had the Cassidy versus Jericho podium moment, I would love to see that between these two cats. But I don't think we're never gonna see that. That's just gonna be like a fantasy in my head.
And it's tough because it's like it could have been done, and
it could have been one, dude. Like whenever we're gonna see MJF, Chris Jericho sing a duet together, never. That was a one-time opportunity, a one-time life opportunity that's never gonna repeat itself. So it's like it's sad to see because now we're like the what if, you know. Yeah. And it's not like he's like Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose, unfortunately, it was just the knees that gave up on him. CM Punk is just like...
He gave up on him.
And remember, Derrick Rose did have the 50 point or 54 points in a basketball game after many years. It's like, bro, you still got it. And you still got time.
He just had to, I don't know. Negotiate. I don't know. I guess play friendly with everybody.
I guess so. First, love yourself for real, bro. Because, honestly, they need you like you need them. So, I'm checking our group chat real quick just to make sure I have not overlooked any information. So, going back to WWE, the road to SummerSlam, right? So, there's a lot of great city that are getting a live show. We're talking about Columbia, South Carolina. We're talking about Lowell, Mass, where NXT is going to have
the battleground.
Battleground. Are you going to it?
I don't know. I think I worked. I will see. If I get out at least by 6, maybe I'll drive up there. But I could just watch at home for $5.
Okay. Albany, New York is going to get the Raw show. We got.
It's on the road to
SummerSlam.
Yeah, Detroit.
So. A key highlight that I would like to point out to you, right, is the following. We have Night as Champion. That's happened in Saudi Arabia. Then in London, United Kingdom, we are getting the Money in the Bank, right? So that's going to be a very interesting outcome because out of, our previous conversation, do we still believe Cody or Sami Zayn might have an opportunity to obtaining the Money in the Bank belt?
I hope so. I would like to see Finn, even Cody.
Okay.
I don't think Sammy. I think he's still focused on the tag team situation, and I think if he win, lose, or draw, eventually we might see another repeat story with him and Kevin Owens, which is easy booking. Like you lose, you guys get mad, you guys wrestle each other nonstop. Like. It's kind of like the Shawn Michaels Triple H situation. Like, it's just easy booking. Okay. It's already written there. But I feel like the Money in the Bank gets to be a good opportunity for people. Like, we could see, I don't know, like, we had Theory last year. He had the title, like the Money in the Bank. But we could see fresh blood. We could see J.D. McDonough. You could see Russell Reed. Like, other people that, given that opportunity, that could cash in and potentially either go for the new championship or the undisputed one or even the mid-card one. Which would be
now, is it for Night of Champion? Has there been any announcement of women's match?
Yes. So there is I think there's a Bianca one. Because I had it. I've seen it somewhere. I know that's the undisputed one for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Solo and Roman Reigns.
Okay.
You had Brock and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Metal champions. So I guess not so far. So sorry, yeah. So Brock and Cody, Seth and AJ for the new championship, the tag team championship, and you had Gunther, Mustafa Ali. I think we potentially could see one match. I know a couple of years back we had Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
So Rhea wouldn't be too bad to see. I don't know who she's going against. Maybe Natalia. Natalia's performed in Saudi Arabia, so they could be covered, but that'd be a good match.
Now, it's very interesting that Sami Zayn is finally performing in Saudi Arabia. And the reason why...
Same thing with... I'm not surprised, but when they did the Battle Royale, Mustafa Ali, yeah, Mansoor would have won it if he was not part of the...
MMA?
The modeling thing. But if it was regular Mansoor, he would have, I think, would have had at least a chance.
So, as everybody knows, the reason why Sami Zayn was not able to compete in the past was because he is of Syrian descent. And because there is a diplomat situation that's happening between Saudi Arabia and Syria to work on, not uniting, but have like more of a peace treaty is a sign of faith of Sami Zayn actually performing in this country and not have to be worried about his life. I thought this was really, really cool. According to the Wrestling Talk, prior to the announcement that the diplomatic mission will be resuming, Sierra was readmitted into the Arab League. So while Sami Zayn has not yet to wrestle at a WWE premium live event in Saudi Arabia, it has been proven that he's popular among fans in the country, with Roman Reigns forced to acknowledge his that we want Sammy during the Crown Jewel of 2022 conference last November. So this is a really good sign of faith. Now, and it's really cool that wrestling in a way is helping to bring some type of a peace treaty among
at least entertainment for that, at least for that day. Like
hopefully for a while, because
but at least for that day, everybody's
they go there at least twice a year. Yeah. So for it to be more consistent throughout the year, I think that's pretty dope. That's really, really dope. And another thing that I saw that was interesting about Sami Zayn was what happened when the cameras was off. Did you saw the video?
When he was on top of Cody
Rhodes in front of Kevin Owens, and Kevin was like, just kidding. But do you think it's almost close of
it's
them
gonna
turning?
happen eventually? Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually.
They're gonna turn. I'm glad you agree with that.
I don't think Cody will be involved, but I feel like
no. Cody has nothing to do with it. That's between fucking them two.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say, Roman does win
another
the tag team, it's just like, you know what? The Oracle said, you know what?
I think it's fine.
Hey, Roman could have those belts. Matter of fact, he could also have the women's championship belt too. Like, let's have mixed wrestling once again, and let him be the women's champion, the women's tag team champion. But
I think
Roman had it all.
I think for booking and story and everything, I feel like that him eventually, if he wins it, them against the Bloodline, against those will be good, and they could still have continue the story between them, or eventually, like I mentioned last week, they could have like the Freebird rules, and he won the title, but the Bloodline has the title, so they have to defend it when he's not around or something.
But is the Usos still really part of the Bloodline?
They're with them.
They're called the Usos, not Bloodline.
Yeah.
Bloodline is considered of Paul Heyman, Solo, Roman Reigns. So if Roman can do it, guess who might actually join the match? Paul Heyman. Because he's part of the
Bloodline.
All right, so let's get into the fun topic. Do you want to do yours, or do you want me to?
We could do yours, and we'll save this one for the next.
I mean, let's see how it goes. So, as you guys know, ChatGPT has been one of the so far it's starting to grow into wrestling conversation with it generating wrestler's name out of a certain theme and topic, right? So, Lucito, I would like for you, without looking it up, from your top of the head, because as you guys know, Lucito has an amazing encyclopedia memory of wrestlers, current, past, and he figures out about the future as well. They asked ChatGPT about the top current wrestler of all brands. There's no segment branch. It's just in general of everything that's happening to this day. Could you name at least what the AI
If it's
generated?
like top wrestlers, so Roman has to be there.
Okay.
Cody, Seth, Ripley,
Okay.
Becky.
I like that.
I wouldn't say Flair, no, because she hasn't been like present.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, top wrestler.
How many names have you dropped already?
6 already.
Okay.
I'm just trying
I
to think.
lost track. That's why I'm like, wait.
I would probably say like Jordan Grace could be there.
Wow, that's a really good one.
That's currently like current. They probably have like the Usos probably. I would like to put Finn, but he's not there at the moment. I like Zack Sabre Jr. You probably could have Ospreay. Not Kushida.
That's a really good.
What's his name? He was with Kenny Omega. Okada.
Okada? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then probably like Lucha Bros maybe.
Dude, I think you just named like 13 people.
Yeah. No, I'm like, bro, like, I'm just trying to think because I know that ChatGPT probably puts it like it's based kind of like popularity, but also like there's champions, but I'm like there's champions that are in theory because they're champions are good, but like I know Cesaro's not there. Like what is it? MJF's probably not there. Like Warlow's not there. Gunther probably not there.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's some of them that okay, yes, they're the champions and like the face of that division or thing, but yeah.
All right, so before I reveal the names, right? I'm counting real quick in my head.
I will say at least like a 5.
Okay, how many WWE superstar do you think?
How many? Do you know? Does it show how many on the list?
Yeah, I got the list.
No, but like is it 20 or like?
It's 10. Just
okay,
10.
I will say like
so
6.
out of the 10, how many do you think are WWE superstars?
At 6.
6. Okay. All right, you ready? Yeah. Cool. So you're right about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is on the list.
I give him.
Okay. Currently, they put him as number 1, but it's just generated, guys. It's not really in that order. Seth Rollins, you got that for sure. For sure, he was listed as number 3. Maybe number 3 most searchable or mentioned.
Current,
current. You said Kenny Omega. Yep. Kenny Omega is number 2. Number 4, you did not mention him, is AJ Styles.
For me, it's recency. So he just came back, but like
So AJ Styles was number 4. You disagree with this person because she is not as, I guess, active as she was before.
Flair.
But Flair was number 5. You did not mention this one either at all. But Mercedes Monet is number 6. But previously known as Sasha Banks. So, but is under Monet. So, so far 2 out of the 10 are non-WWE superstar. This is where it's gonna. I'm excited to see your reaction. Ready? Number 7 is Drew McIntyre.
Not current. What? Let's say the past 5 months, he's only been in
He was
one
relevant
paper
during
like
the pandemic era. Yeah, I know.
yeah, but like it's just
I
he
know.
did that
I know.
WrestleMania like
Yeah, I know. I know.
okay, like
Ready for number 8? Number 8 is Bobby Lashley.
like he's not. I would put Brock over them.
He is current.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would put Brock
He is
over them.
current.
Like
yeah, I don't disagree with
like-
you. I don't disagree with you. I don't think you mentioned his name in your long list, but Jon Moxley was number 9.
okay,
So number 10 to me, I super disagree because you named some names that I feel like should be on the list over this last person. He's Hall of Famer. He's from Canada.
is that Jericho?
It's Edge.
Like, he just lost. Like why? Like that's bad.
No, I'm not. Look, like I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
Like,
that's bad. Like, because I would literally like Chris Jericho better than Edge at the moment. Or more
100%.
relevant. Like
I like the Will Ospreay. I 100%
like yeah,
agree with
Ospreay,
that.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
He's a TV champion. Like even Cesaro better than Edge. Like yo,
You really see Claudio?
like Daniel Bryan. Like anybody. Like
Yeah, Bryan Danielson would definitely been a good person to add on to the list.
that's.
I would have gone.
He hasn't, for me, Edge hasn't done enough. Like, he did Judgment Day, fine, whatever. But, like, he hasn't been, like, hot throughout. Like, it was on and off. Same thing with.
Randy Orton should have been on the list personally.
Yeah, but he's been out for, like, if it was last year, yes. But, like,
But
I would say, like, Brock
Edge?
Lesnar. Brock Lesnar up there, I would have put. Like, Ospreay. It's not Kushida. It's, what's his name?
Oh, from the Golden Love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name. But all right.
Yeah, no, that's.
I have one more for you before we end the show, right? So there is another list too generated, and this is all AEW focus. Okay, just AEW current wrestlers from AEW top 10.
Top 10, it's going to be Moxley.
Okay,
What is it? So Moxley, MJF, Jericho. They probably. I don't want him there, but probably Sting
interesting.
because it's like searchable. I'm just trying to like go down the roster. Like no. Probably like. I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna put it separate, but like Lucha Bros, but like maybe like one of them in there. Jade, Britt Baker. I don't know. That's 7, 8. I don't.
You're on 7.
Yeah.
You got 3 more names to drop.
Probably. I don't know. I would just throw. I guess Darby, Sammy, and like basically the 4 like Sammy, Darby, and Jungle Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay, the pillars. You
Yeah,
want to throw
like-
in the pillars. So number 1 is Kenny Omega, which you did not mention.
Okay.
So Kenny was number 1.
okay,
You did get Chris Jericho.
okay.
Kudos to you for
And
that.
probably Moxley probably be in.
Moxley was
Yeah.
number 3. Correct.
Yeah.
You did say Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. You know what I'm saying? So far you just missed Omega. You mentioned MJF.
Mm-hmm.
He's number 5. Britt Baker. Good call. Good call. Sammy Guevara. Nice. Darby. Really good. This next person is not Jade.
Warlow or something.
It's Saraya.
Like, Jade.
It's Saraya.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, but searchability and stuff, but it's just like
And the last one is neither Sting nor Jungle Boy. It's Christian Cage.
that's what I was like in my head. I was like either Kate. I was like Cage or Sting, but I'm like Sting. It's more. Yeah, Sting. It's more like not more like AEW. Like he just came back from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know it's.
I'm sending you the images so you can post it. Add it
But
to
yeah, no,
the
so Zack Sabre Jr. is the he's like the TV champion. I'm looking for Takahashi. Yeah,
Takahashi. That's his name.
yeah.
So before we close, last thing, Fox announced 2023 TV lineup without no mention of WWE. What do you think is going to happen with the SmackDown brand?
So I just want to make sure. It's Okada was the one and Kota Ibushi. That's the two from New Japan I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
So I think we talked about this, I think last month about their contract coming up. I hope they join the lineup for the TNT or the Warner Media. I don't know what channel they're going to put them at, but everybody's used to, I don't know, I'm used to watching SmackDown and Fox or FS1 or whatever.
They used to be in USA?
Yeah, they could go back to USA. Sports-wise, they shouldn't be affected too much. Or even Rumble when they used to be in Spike TV. It's not Spike anymore. Now it's like Paramount or something, but they used to be on Spike. I think Raw. Yeah.
Because football is coming right around the corner. Baseball is currently hot.
And you got some other playoffs too, but like you could also do
playoff.
Well, you have hockey.
AEW is getting an impact affected by playoff.
But like if they went back to USA, I think it would be a good move because it's more mainstream than Fox.
Do you think they get a chance to get a slot with ESPN or ESPN2 since UFC?
Probably ESPN2 because ESPN they already have. I don't know what goes around 8 o'clock. Probably like NASCAR or some other sports. But I feel ESPN2 wouldn't be too bad. Or even they could see if they could get a deal with USA, which they did before. I think USA it's mostly like for like game shows.
So you feel like they're more favorable for USA versus?
I think you should go back to where they were because it's like FS1 it's fine, but it's like those. For example, when I had like Sling or other like internet media, you had to pick either ESPN or the FS package,
or just pay both.
You have to both. So you had to like pick one or the other. So it's either put them in ESPN. I don't know where they're gonna fit in ESPN because they have baseball and hockey and like sports talk and stuff. It'll be a consistent show for them because it's like they already have X amount of viewers no matter what go into that, but you have to bump somebody out, especially for 2 hours on a Friday. And you could have like other showcase or other.
And let's not forget that on Fridays during the NBA regular season, they do have some shows. Yeah. They have games that they could also air.
So so either take
Endeavor
Endeavor money or take NBA money.
But similar to the NFL, certain teams are not going to be playing for Thursday night anymore.
But they also have the Amazon, the YouTube thing, so they have other venues.
No. Like for the Amazon contract, certain teams are not playing those Thursday night games. So it to me, it could make sense that hypothetically, if they do, let's say, move to ESPN, that 8 to 10 slot doesn't really hurt much because I agree with you. WWE have a prime viewership. Like there's going to be a good chunk of numbers that's going to be consistent.
Because they're going to get at least 500,000 to 1.5 million people watching it, depending on pay-per-view or show or whoever's in the lineup.
That's going to be constant every single time, which I bet when it's a regular NBA game or a team that's not as popular airing around that time slot, not a lot of viewership because it's not their team. WWE is a whole community. So it could work for them if they do fill in that time slot. And also, during the NBA season, too, there are teams that play in the West Coast. So as soon as WWE is over, you go straight to basketball, and some people might stick around to watch those basketball games. True. So I agree with USA and maybe ESPN because it could work out. It could work out. We don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, I wouldn't put on an online service and them shifting. Let's say if you really wanted to throw off AEW, put it on a Saturday, and that will throw. You know what I'm saying? Like that would like you know what I'm saying? They can't compete.
I like,
but you know what I'm saying? But like they can't. They won't be able to compete. Like
you're trying to like. You're either trying to take half of the viewership away from AEW or lower down SmackDown, or you strongly believe that SmackDown is because like when it was like NXT had no chance whatsoever with AEW at all. Yeah. And Mondays and Tuesday it was Raw, SmackDown, then AEW, which Tuesday I wouldn't mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like
for us doing
Friday,
podcasts,
but Friday,
for us doing these conversations.
Yeah. I know Friday it's like I don't know, like because it's nice when they have like, especially for them, will be like go home show for like the pay-per-view, which is fine. But like Thursday, it's also a blank day.
Mm.
Because the only one they sort of compete would be maybe New Japan, Ring of Honor, and Impact. And SmackDown's way better than, sort of, way better production than all three shows.
Okay.
So even if they went up to a Thursday on an ESPN, maybe.
All right, we'll see. So, guys, here we are. We made it to the end of the show. I was going to say something that came to mind, but it kind of slipped away. So, it is what it is. Please be sure to continue to follow us in supporting our channel on the YouTube, Instagram, IG, as well as the Twitter account, the Providence Lucha Talk. You can listen to our podcast on your favorite podcast media app. There's not much more to say, but I think
next week it's just the pay-per-view
predictions, and we're hoping to see, if who's right and who's wrong and have a good laugh. Please be sure to, that's what I was going to say. Even though we didn't brought it up in the beginning of the show, but definitely we sent our prayers to the family of Billy Graham, superstar who passed away recently. Our prayer are with your family. I don't know much about you because it's
way before, but
but for me it's I went to work today, and the homeboy was like, "Yo, Billy Graham passed away." I'm like, "The evangelist?"
Yeah, that's the first time I heard the name. I was like,
I'm like, "The evangelist?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He really died?" And then he was like, "Oh no, the wrestler." I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about superstar Billy Graham?" Yeah. So it took me a while to realize that who the history of him, but yeah. RIP to him. There were no new champions for us to talk about anyway. So like Lucito said, next week is our prediction. We'll see what we could come up with from the top of the dome, and we appreciate you. So I'm Jay. We say good night, buenas noches, and peace.